direct your attention now 100. I saw my mama. I told you folks from that side. Yeah, y'all see my mama now. Yeah, all nice and sweet. There's 4 or 5 folk up in here can back me up. That lady had a doxology in whoopology. I ain't playing. She wasn't doing the switch off there. Thank you. And then my second mama, the lady was out there. I think she whipped me as much as my mama. I didn't deserve all that. I snuck off what got me. Preston got me in trouble one time. I snuck off with swing. You Miss Florence.
Yeah, that's right, Florence.
Bertha came down. I was in the water. We walked around in that water down there. Bertha comes down and says, "Dump it out there." I asked her, "Miss Bertha, you ain't gonna tell them, y'all?" No. I messed up. I said, "You're not gonna tell Mama?" She said, "No, she didn't lie." No, because she didn't tell my mama. But she told him. Told Carl. We finally get out of the river. We go up to the house. Florence cooking. She don't even remember this. Cook some onion rings. You remember this? Some onion rings and a car pulls up. I'm running that house under the heel. And Florence gets out the door and she turns to me and she says, "Don't." Carl Wilson said, "I'm here." I go to get in the car, said word. I got in the car, puts it in reverse, backs out, and starts at the heel. So I try to start with a small noise. Really, tested what, and said word. Pulled up in front of the parsons out there, blowing out. Cool. All scot free. I go in the house. He goes and parks down the alleyway. He was talking. I saw him go across the street there and talking about all this. And then he comes in the house with a stick. No, it was no switch. This was a stick. It proceeded to beat the brakes off. That's true. I mean, wore me out. My mama come home. He comes back. He gonna tell mama. I was sure that, and the only reason I'm standing here today is because faith saved me. I say all of that because I have a reason to shout. I got reason to shout. 100 songs.
Talk for each other.
Make a joyful noise.
Yes, sir.
Unto the Lord.
Yeah. Right.
All elect.
Yeah.
Serve the Lord with gladness.
Yeah.
Come before his presence with singing.
Yeah.
Know ye that the Lord, he is God.
Yeah.
It is he that hath made us, and not we ourselves.
Yes, sir.
We are his people, and the sheep of his pasture.
Come on, put your
Enter into his gates with thanksgiving, and into his courts with praise.
All right.
Be thankful unto him and bless his name.
Lord.
For the Lord is good.
Yes, sir.
His mercy is everlasting.
Yes, sir.
And his truth endureth to all generations.
Yes, sir.
I want to talk about giving thanks
Give it thanks.
to the Lord.
Yeah.
Giving thanks to the Lord.
Yeah.
Henry knew on being grateful for everything.
All right.
I quote, to be grateful for the good things that happen in our lives
Yeah.
is easy.
Yeah.
But to be grateful for all of our lives, the good as well as the bad,
Yeah.
the moments of joy as well as the moments of sorrow,
Talk, preacher.
the successes as well as the failures.
Yeah.
The rewards as well as the rejections.
Yeah.
That requires hard spiritual work.
Yeah.
Still, we are only truly grateful
Yeah.
when we can say thank you
Yeah.
to all that has brought us to this present moment.
Yeah.
As long as we keep dividing our lives between events and people, we would like to remember, and those we would rather forget. We cannot claim the fullness of our beings as a gift of God to be grateful for.
All right.
Let's not be afraid to look at everything that has brought us to where we are now.
Yeah.
And trust that we will soon see it in the guiding hand of a loving God.
Yes, sir.
End quote. Well, it would seem to be the same way with rendering thanks or showing gratitude and appreciation to the Lord.
Yes, sir.
The question to be asked and answered is, how do we do it?
Yeah.
Since He owns everything.
Yeah.
And as the psalmist put it, He owns the cattle on 1,000 hills.
Yes, sir.
What are we to do? How are we to do it?
Yeah.
Well, this psalm is an exhortation for thanks offering to God. And they have its roots in the thank offering from New Old Testament time, which is to be accompanied with exuberant joy. According to the Septuagint, it is a psalm for confession. Or more readily, a confession of appreciation or thanksgiving to God. It's the only psalm that is explicitly identified as a psalm for thanksgiving. Watch the text. The text before us gives us really 6 imperatives that should be evident in every church. Once we examine this text, once we look at the text, we discover that the first imperative mentioned is this: we are to make some noise to the Lord. Be quiet if you want to. The text says, make a joyful noise unto the Lord, all ye land. We are to come to church in order that we may shout. The original Hebrew word meant to make a glad shout. A joyful noise is defined as to split the ears with sound or to shout. It is the type of shouting we do when we see someone we love and have longed to see. But notice also that the text says that the emphasis is to be put on a joyful noise. However, let me clarify. We don't make noise for the sake of making noise. We don't make noise for any particular person. We do, however, make noise that is directed solely at the Lord. This calls into question those of you who come to worship and never utter a sound. Be quiet if you want to. The text does verify that the people of God are to shout praises unto Him because they are grateful to Him. Pastor, he raised a hand here. Notice also that we as individuals are not to be the only ones who make a joyful noise. Watch the text. The text says that it is to be all the land. All the earth. All the people of the land. Area known to the song are invited to shout. Raising and lifting their voice as would a triumphant army. The great preacher A.W. Tozer, who really may have been before his own time, made this declaration. He said, when viewed from the perspective of eternity, the most critical need of the hour may well be that the church should be brought back from her long Babylonian captivity, and the name of God be glorified in her again as old. In other words, we need to lift up the name of Jesus and shout like we used to shout before we had three-piece suits, before we had alligator shoes. We didn't mind getting ugly up in the church, but now we got degrees and we got high-priced suits and we don't sweat out our clothes. Take a moment to think about that. You'll get it when you get back home. But you need to think about what you are most devoted to. What do you worship the most? Well, here's my point. We are not to be subdued in our praise to God. Because silent belief is not enough to reflect our gratitude. And now listen to me. I can't hear your head shaking. I can't hear that when you're rattling your head. You're going to have to open up your mouth and make some noise in here. Now, not only does the text tell us we are to make some noise to the Lord, but we are also given a second imperative. Watch the text. We are to gladly serve the Lord. Watch the text. Serve the Lord. We're glad. There ain't no mystery. That's quite simple. Serve means to work. It is a byproduct of our joyful noise. It's like whistling when you're our shouting to the Lord ought to lead to serving Him. For He's the only true and living God. I've seen some folk in the church who make noise, but when it comes time to do some work, when it comes time to make your presence known, by picking paper up off the floor, by sweeping, by vacuuming, by wiping down something, you need to know this. We define serve here as worship. This song clearly suggests to us that we serve God by our worship. The Apostle Paul, in writing to the Roman believers, echoes the same sentiment when he wrote Romans 12, verse 1. I beseech thee, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. Divine worship. But then he said, and be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. I wish I had some help with that. See, we define serve as worship. Worship leads to service, and true service is worship. However, this serving is to be done with gladness. I can't stand, Brother Carl, to come to church and folk got scowls on their face. I can't stand to look out over the crowd and see folk with the lips turned up, jaws all tight. You're in the house of the living God. You ought to be able to throw back your nasty head and say, thank you. Oh, you've done well. Lord also, that serving the Lord, recognizing or acknowledging Him as the God to whom we are not only subject to, but you need to know we are accountable to Him.